Okay, so here is where we left off. And I'm glad to see I didn't scare too many people away with that last comment that I made. Is for different cytogenetic rearrangements, we can give the individuals a very specific nomenclature with respect to the abnormality that is present. And so this is representative of what you might see. It is certainly not all-inclusive, but I want to give you a sense for some of these. And so normal male, 46XY, normal female, 46XX. Then we go from there. We already did this one. Trisomy 21, if it is female, 47XX plus 21. And someone did correctly note that if you look back at that last slide, the karyotype and the pictures don't match up because the karyotype is an XY. And so that was the best karyotype I could find for trisomy 21. So yeah, that is a male that has 21, even though the pictures are female. Then we go from there. I'm going to skip over that one and come back a little bit later on. 46X, I kind of have to go over here to see it. 46XY DEL 4P14. DEL stands for deletion. So this is saying that the person has 46 chromosomes, is a male, has a deletion on chromosome 4, and the region where it is deleted is P14. P-arm, region 1, band 4. Then 46XX duplication, DUP is duplication, on chromosome 5, and the duplicated region spans P14 to P15.3. So that region is present as 2 copies. And this entails the entire duplicated region. 45XY DER. DER stands for derivative chromosome, where it is the combination of 2 different chromosomes. And it's slightly different than something I'll show a little bit later on, but this derivative involves chromosome 13 and chromosome 14. The break on 13 is Q10, the break on 14 is Q10 as well. So region 1, band 0, essentially right at the centromere. Next one, T, stands for translocation. And this is one of the most common ones that we will talk about. So if we look at the designation, 46XY, male, translocation. A translocation is an exchange of genetic material between 2 non-homologous chromosomes. So they have switched regions. So translocation involving chromosome 11 and chromosome 22. The breakpoint on 11 is Q23. The breakpoint on 22 is Q22. So one of the things that you'll have to get used to on these is when we have 2 chromosomes involved, the first one identifies the 2 chromosomes. And we always go smaller chromosome and then larger chromosome and then smaller chromosome. And then the first number designates the breakpoint on the first chromosome. The second number designates the breakpoint on the second chromosome. So T1122, Q23, Q22. That's the description for that. 46XY INV. INV is inversion on the chromosome. So essentially what this is, an inversion on chromosome 3. P21 to Q13. So there was a break at P21, there was a break at Q13, and that region on the chromosome flipped. How could something like that happen? Usually it is like a mitotic error that has occurred in the chromosome. And we don't fully understand the mechanism for a lot of these things. But somehow that region flipped over. This is called a pericentric inversion. And there's 2 different types of inversions. There's pericentric and there's pericentric. And that refers to whether or not the centromere is involved in the inversion. So if it is a pericentric, the I, you can think of it as including the centromere. And then pericentric, acentric means not including the centromere. So pericentric, notice one break is on P, the other break is on Q. And so that will include the centromere in that region. 46X, RX, P22.3, Q28. This one is complicated, but essentially this is a ring chromosome. R stands for ring chromosome. What happens with a ring chromosome usually is that the distal parts of the P and Q arm break off. They lose the telomeres on the P arm and the Q arm. A chromosome like that is highly unstable. Chromosomes without telomeres are a signal for apoptosis, for that cell to die. So one of the things that the cell can do in terms of survival is to take that chromosome and circularize it. And so that's what has happened here. And it happened to involve the X chromosome. There have been ring chromosomes identified for each and every chromosome. This one involves the X. So it is a ring where the chromosome is circularized. And the last one is 46XI, XQ. And I stands for isochromosome. And I think I'm not going to worry about that one. It's more complex than what you need right now. If you look back at the objectives, you will see the designations that I want you to know. And translocation is certainly one of them. Inversion is another major one as well. So use your objectives in terms of how much you need to know with respect to these. Any question about that? But if you get a genetics report of a karyotype, this is what they're going to show you on that report. So you should be able to read that and be able to decipher it. This is the point that minus to be turned down. So this is...
Sorry, Doctor. I'm sorry.